Hi and welcome to Homo Ludens, the channel on history and board games. And I'm excited as tonight we're going to be playing a game called Waterloo 200 that I think was released almost 10 years ago now. Yeah, almost. Designed by Emanuele. Emanuele, thanks for being here and thanks for sending me a review copy of this game. As I told you, I was really excited. I've never played any VentoNuovo game before, because you're both a publisher and a designer. And this block system looked a bit unusual. It uses blocks like we've seen in a lot of other games, but it has a diceless combat system that I thought was really interesting. And when I received it and I opened it up and looked at the board and the map, I was pretty excited by the way the geography was represented. Because I often think that for certain kinds of battle, the area is probably a better way to represent space than just having pure hex grid. And yeah, I'm super excited to see how it plays. So thanks for being with us tonight, Emanuele. And I thought, well, I have an Italian designer coming over, so maybe I should have an Italian guest. And Riccardo hasn't been on the show for quite a while, and Riccardo has just released this magnificent book in English for once. So I thought it's probably also a good opportunity to talk a bit about the fact that this book has been released. Pretty exciting stuff.
Fred, you are surrounded. Tonight
yes,
you are surrounded by Italians.
Sorry. And I don't think it's the worst thing that can happen, being surrounded by Italians. If I have to choose as a French person, I prefer being surrounded by Italians. I feel more comfortable. But anyway, it's cool, Alan, that you're here. Yeah, you also got the book. That's really good. I'm sure that Riccardo appreciates you giving him some royalties. So that's really nice. But Emanuele, so very nice to have you on the show for the first time. Can you maybe briefly introduce yourself and when did you started wargaming, and maybe tell us a bit about your company VentoNuovo?
I think we founded VentoNuovo in 12 years ago, in 2012, after I've been playing historical games for some decades. I'm a molecular biologist, so I work and have been working in scientific field of application for roughly 30 years now. And my favorite game we have designed so far is Orange Swan.
And Orange Swan is a big strategic World War II game. And Orange Swan is, so you have two sides. You have one in the Pacific, one on the Western Front. Orange Swan is the Pacific one, right? Or
yes.
So can you maybe tell us a bit this, because this looked like a massive project. I have a friend that has it with the neoprene mats and he keeps raving about it. But so how long have you been working on this?
The Orange Swan system, which is, it has been used for Black Swan before. We have developed that, I think, 5 years ago, if I'm correct. And it is a new system based on different kind of units and retreat mandated by majority in class.
What do you mean majority in class?
I mean that the player with more classes in the same area remains the owner of the area, while the player with less classes must retreat.
Oh, that's an interesting. That's a really interesting.
For example, if you have tank, artillery, and infantry, and I have air and artillery, you have 3 classes, while I just have 2. So I have to retreat.
And so the idea is to use the system to represent the whole conflict on a strategic level. How do you say it plays to play the whole Pacific campaign?
Well, then we have several frames that work together, because we have a naval system which works together to provide supply to each units involved in the campaign, and we have a production which is determined by the number of resource you control. And each unit, we have several classes, because we have infantry, armor, artillery, and air for ground units, while we have submarine, light surface, heavy surface, and carriers for naval units. They work in a very simple way. So basically, each unit it's at 5 and 6, and each block rolls as many dice as many steps it has. But it has a bonus if that kind of class is unopposed. And there is also a priority of fire. So you start firing with the most expensive class, which is the first to fire. For example, for naval battle, the first one to fire is CV. And then go on with heavy surface, light surface, and submarine. But basically, each one is at 5 and 6.
Yeah, it's interesting. It sounds similar to the Columbia system, but it has this whole class dynamic that I think is quite interesting, and the bonus aspect. I would be really keen on trying it at some point. Is there a way to play Orange Swan and Black Swan together as a mega game, or they are two separate?
Yes,
experiences?
They can be combined together, and we have just released the 2 expansions for the 2 games. So the Dark Black expansion for Black Swan, which adds diplomacy and new units, and the Daito Ascenso expansion for Orange Swan, which adds new rules and new units for Japan. And yes,
yeah, it's super interesting.
They can be combined together. All these games are next generation games, so they are based on new mental approaches to historical gaming, mainly built on logistics, then on combat.
And it looks like the images that I've seen of Orange Swan and Black Swan is that you went for a quite unique approach of graphical design. Did you try to visually represent things differently to make games maybe a bit easier to grasp? Like, was there a specific effort regarding graphic design that you had on those?
If I understand what you mean, because the line is a bit disturbed, but I guess that you are asking why we put simple soldiers on the cover.
Oh no, I was talking about the graphic design of the board. It looks like you had quite a unique approach to graphic design, very colorful, and I was wondering if there was an intent behind this graphical design approach.
Yes. All our designs are based on high resolution and high contrast, because the approach to our games is not a tactical approach. So it is you need to really keep the distance from the mapboard to overview the world situation, to manage your resources and supply lines. So as you have to keep a certain distance from such a very large map, because we are talking about over a square meter map, then we need contrast. So we need little secrets we use in illustration. So the presence of the white, the presence of the main colors. So you can immediately overview and evaluate the overall situation from a certain distance. Not sure if
Actually,
understand
it does
what I
make a
mean?
lot of sense. But yeah, it does make sense. I think we would need to see it in action. But I think it's a really interesting idea, and it's often something that I find challenging with those games that are covering a very large area, both on your table but also geographically.
Yeah,
I think having those
let's
kind of visual
try.
aids is super useful.
Let's try to make it the other way. If you want your CV in that position, let's say on the eastern side of the map, you will probably need to start planning that move a couple of turns before. So you have to immediately visualize where your CV is now and where you want to have it in a couple of turns, which is roughly a couple of months usually. But at the same time, you need to visualize which are the units you will need to escort your carrier and where are they now and at what level they are now, because for the time you will need them in a different spot, they must be at full strength. That's the idea. And in order to quickly evaluate all these features, and become a quick player, because then there is the second part. Once you get the system, you must play the game quickly, because these are games with 20, 25 turns. So if you are not quick in playing the campaign, you could need 100 hours. So
Yeah.
the high contrast helps you to quickly understand where your best units are and where do you want to have them in a couple of turns. You will need a good memory because you need to watch at your opponents moving his units to understand what it has, because actually, because of the fog of war, you can't see them. And so you have to recall, analyze, and make all this information working at the same time.
Great.
And
But I
then
think
once you
that's
got
quite
it,
yeah.
you should try to do it faster.
Yeah. And Riccardo, did you play any of VentoNuovo games before,
Absolutely.
or this would be your first one?
No. This is not my first one, and I really like. I like the titles of Emanuele, but in particular, I like a very peculiar one that is Stalingrad: Inferno on the Volga, because this is the first time that I found a solitaire game with blocks. Okay. Usually block games are absolutely impervious to solitaire gaming. They are the nemesis of solitaire gaming because you should be able not to see a part of the blocks. But Stalingrad uses a very clever mechanic of keeping them hidden and a card assisted bot to move them. And then when you are in the same area, you got a direct confrontation, you just reveal them. So they are actually played by a bot, by a card-driven bot. And there's a very other interesting time elements, okay, of timing, of seeing the duration of the session, which is most of the time influenced also by the intensity of your own actions as the Germans. And it is also a very good, very flexible title because it can be played as a cooperative or two German players against one Soviet player, and etc. And it has all the usual great quality, the great visual quality of VentoNuovo's games. What I like about VentoNuovo's games is that well, they are, I think all of them, Emanuele, are block games. I think all of them uses blocks more or less.
Except Blitz.
Okay, except Blitz. But and the very last one, the one about the DNA that we have now on Kickstarter. But they use blocks in a very different way, which is very interesting. So once again, we have a mechanic that is not used just like all the usual time as we are used. It is quite original. So yeah, they are peculiar games. None of them is just the same old block game. Okay, they all have some twists, and yeah, they're very interesting, and also they're very good quality
And
components.
going back to Waterloo 200, this one has a few twists, as I mentioned in the introduction. This one has a diceless system. Emanuele, do you want to give us an overview of what was the core ideas between the Waterloo 200 system and where it came from?
I cannot hear you very well.
Can you hear me better now?
I think the line is a bit disturbed.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know how to. I don't know what I can do. Give me a sec. Riccardo, feel free to ask questions. Well, if you see me dropping off. The thing that I was
I hear you well. I hear you well.
Okay. So can you ask my question to Emanuele then?
Okay, so Emanuele, can you explain a bit the main points of the game, the main features and mechanics of the game, what differentiates Waterloo 200 from other games, from other block games? What are the main features, characteristics of this game?
I think the main feature is the innovative activation system and the way each unit can absorb hits in a combination with the logistic bone and with the diceless combat system.
Mm-hmm. The diceless combat system. I have a question for Emanuele. It really reminded me of Bowen Simmons' Triumph of Marengo and other games by Bowen Simmons, because we have something. It is different, okay, but we have something similar there, because we have blocks and then we have hidden blocks, and when we get into contact, ta-da! Here we are. Okay, here we do not have the approach zones, all that. Also bit complications, and we are essentially speaking about a quantitative difference, not yes, there is something about combined arms and long range support from the artillery, but did that design influence you, and what is different in this design, and why did you make something different from that now classic design?
Because I remember I was in Bedburg with James O'Neill and Philippe Labarque, and they were asking for making a game on Waterloo. And Jimony was so kind to take most of his time to talk about the battle and revealing all the secrets to make a new kind of game about the battle. Because at that time we had already developed together the diceless combat and activation system for Hewlett-Packard for World War I. And James and Philip were convinced that the same system could be applied to Waterloo as well.
World War I was a strategic game or a tactical game like this one? The question of the scale of the sides of the situation.
It is a series we made for Hewlett-Packard, a series that lasted for 4 years on weekly issues. So it is, I guess, 200 scenarios developed at that time. And of them, we published some in 1914, Germany at War. Because I think that the war on the West Front
The Marne, yeah.
was the most interesting.
Why did Hewlett Packard ask you for a war game? What was the purpose for them?
Because at that time they were developing a new printer which is called e-printer, with a subscription feature built in, and they wanted to add themes that could be subscribed by users on a weekly basis. And so they contacted me and asked me if would have been possible to develop a game system for them made without dice and just with paper components, printable through the printers. And they wanted the fog of war as well, because they were impressed by the blocks series.
That's a really interesting constraint. Yeah. And so I guess we can probably start playing and moving pieces around, and we can keep on talking about the game system and everything. I guess we can maybe have a quick overview of, so this is the situation. People should see on the screen what I have here. I think, Riccardo, that you would unhide your units because for now they are not visible on my side.
Okay, let's see. Do you see them?
Yeah. Yeah, so here you have the French setup. So normally, and this is a small issue that we had, is that I'm not supposed to see Riccardo's blocks, but we had a small issue with Vassal, and it doesn't seem to be possible to just hide the blocks. They disappear completely. So you will see the values, but normally you're not supposed to see your opponent values. That being said, Riccardo and I will be very polite and try not to look too much at the other side's values and move things around. We'll try. I believe that the game starts with the initiative on the French side, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it is. Okay.
Okay.
So that's it. So that would be the French taking the first activation. So the way the game plays is actually quite interesting in the sense that it relies on tactical or strategic activation. On a tactical activation, you're going to activate one of the army's leaders, so in charge of so one of those marshal or one of the corps, or you can have, if you have this strategic token that Riccardo has at the bottom, can do a strategic activation, but most of the actions are going to be tactical activations. And I guess, Riccardo, you can start with a first tactical action, and then Emanuele, you can walk us through the process of how does a tactical activation works. Sounds good?
Sure.
Okay, I think that I can do the well, I think that I can do the historical opening just to try it and try to attack Dumont. So now I am activating. Let's see.
I just want to remind you that historically the opening didn't really work out. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, but let's try to be creative even in historical constraints. That maybe this time it is a good idea. Who knows? Who knows?
I guess we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. Let's just get a bit closer so I can activate here. Okay, so I don't know why I'm seeing duplicate. Oh no, okay, that's the setup. Okay.
No, it's duplicated because it's printed on the board.
So
this is your counter, and this is what is printed on the board. Yeah,
it's just an artifact. Okay, so let's see. I can try to move. Okay, Baudin. Yeah.
And can I ask you, how many tactical leaders do you want to activate?
Yeah, you should probably start with this. So you can activate up to 4, which is the rating of Napoleon.
And I have to declare that before, right?
No. Just it is just because The more leaders you activate, the more battles you can initiate.
Okay.
So it depends on your level of aggression.
Okay, let's try something like that. I think I'm going to start a bit easy and try to activate just a couple of leaders. Okay, here we go. So
because you know that the Prussians are coming.
Yeah, but I don't want to deplete my forces before they're here, because they will be here. Okay, so I'm moving Baudouin. Okay, and Hubert. Okay, let's see if I can over here. Okay, also the this one here.
We should first activate all the leaders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to declare also the second one when that is activating.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm activating.
And remember that a leader cannot be activated into an enemy that contains, into an area containing enemy units.
Okay. So
so you might not want to move this one in battle.
Yeah, and because you are the French, you have a consistent advantage in tactical range. So your tactical range is 2.
Is 2, yes. Is when is 1. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So
I can keep my leaders where they are, a bit farther from the line. Okay.
It depends, because if you activate a leader up front, his stars can be added to the command, to the combat.
Okay.
So it is completely up to you.
And
in the actual situation, let's say that you activate rel in area 54, just for an example.
Okay. In area, 69.
54.
69. Okay. So
so you would move him here and activate him from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. First I move, then I activate him from there. Okay.
And then, so you have, so just to explain what's happening. So you have 4 movement points. Moving in a green area costs 1 movement point. Activating costs 1 movement point. So you could have activated further away. But from activating here, it gives you quite a big range for all of the left wing. So it is a nice spot to be in to activate.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Emanuele?
Yeah.
Also, area 54 allows you to be adjacent to both Huguemont and Lysand.
Okay.
Which is also one of the
main objectives.
Yeah. And in that
so the main
way,
objectives are indicated by the big stars.
By the star, yeah.
In that way, your leader stars could count for both combats. But to make 2 combats, you need to activate a second leader. So
okay. So I activate also Derlon, yeah, in 73. And so I can move him right on 56 and then activate him. Okay. Yeah. And then I can move my units.
Okay. Just to complicate things, if you activate the lawn in 56,
yeah,
you can move all the orange core units belonging to him, that are in a range of 2 areas. So 72, 73, 58, but
not 59.
Yeah. And so the
and
big
not this one either.
question, yeah. So the big question, where do you activate the Darlon? In 58 to move all your units belonging to his core.
Okay, because this one, okay, Nog is out of control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in 56, because you want to put pressure on Lysand.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
it is up to you.
Yeah. Okay. I move these two leaders.
Okay.
And I activate them here. So if I remember well, when I activate them, I flip them one side.
At the end of the turn. Sorry, at the end of the impulse.
At the end of the activation.
At the end of the activation. Now that they are activated, I can move my units.
Yeah.
So that are within your tactical range.
Within range, within range of the leader, of course.
Your combat units can engage the enemy. Usually, because of stacking, you can add artillery fire from an adjacent area.
Okay.
So, for example, Egmont, you can bring just 2 units there because it is yellow. But you can add gunfire if you activate real artillery from an adjacent area. For example,
but I have to bring them to an adjacent area.
Yeah.
The artillery.
And as you can see, artillery has 1 movement point plus 1 movement boosting given by the leader.
Okay.
So it has 2, but you need 1 to activate it. So you can move the artillery either in 55, 54, or 69 and reveal it to fire.
Okay, to make a bombardment.
Yeah, in Egmont or in Lysand. I don't know your plan.
Yeah, because 54 is also addition to Lysand.
Yeah.
54 is a very important area.
Absolutely.
Looks like a good spot. Yeah.
Okay, so I move my artillery here. Also, all the other units of rail score can be activated.
Yeah. And you can bring up to 2 into Hugemon.
Up to 2.
But the question is, which ones?
Baudouin for sure. And also Soie, I think the Soie manages to get it. 1 and 2. There's how many movement points does it have? Soie. Movement phase.
If I remember well, you need 1 extra movement point either to engage or disengage.
Okay, but area 68, there are no enemies there. The Chateau de Gaumont is 52, so 68 looks
wait
empty.
a minute. There is one. It's here.
Okay, now you understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Now that's different.
So I think
so that would be 2 movement points to move in and a 3rd movement point to engage.
No, they can just they can just move in. Baudouin can just move in.
But what about the cavalry?
Yeah, the cavalry is there, and of course it
so
can
you need
engage.
So you need the cavalry to engage. That's the point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Soie gets here. Tissot gets here. And also Germain can be commanded. And Germain gets here. And now I think that we are done with rail. I think. Also now Derlon. Derlon
Okay,
is here.
if I can spare an advice, consider that leaders are very powerful to move your units and to support your combat, but they are very fragile
Yeah, in
when
combat.
left alone.
Yeah.
And those nasty Britons have a strong infantry and a cavalry
Sure.
on your
Okay.
left wing, ready to strike against
Mhm.
your leader.
Okay. But at the moment, okay, Rail is here with his troops, so he is protected. Derlon here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Derlon, we need time to develop our tech. Okay, 56, the stacking. I think I can also bring Schmitz here.
So it's green. So
And
your stacking limit is 4.
4, yes.
Yeah. And it's 4 per side. So technically we could have 8 units there.
Okay. Let's see. 4 per side. Okay, that's good. And the results. The leaders do not count for stacking. I remember.
It does.
Oh. It does.
Yeah. So you are at stacking
Okay.
limit right now.
So Smiths counts here, and here counts the artillery. Okay. Okay.
And I believe this one was in range also.
1, 2, yes. Also,
Yeah,
Charlie
is in range.
is a range. It can go here. Nog is not.
Yeah, the other two, and you have the cavalry over there, who's also out of range.
And it's out of range.
Can you engage La Papelotte?
I don't think so.
You could engage La Papelotte.
By
you could
going
move from
there
here to here.
to here. Okay, and then in another, 1 and 2. I think I called. Okay, let's try it. The problem is, of course, since I see the value because I cannot unsee it, I'm looking at a very even fight. Okay.
It's fine, Riccardo. Everything is going to be okay.
Okay, don't worry.
I think the phasing player chooses in which order they want to trigger the combats.
Okay, and there is just one here at Papelotte.
2.
No, there are 2 actually.
1 and 2
there
here
is Papelotte and Hougomont.
And Hougomont as well. Okay, let's do with Hougomont first. Of course. No. Yeah.
We will count the number of pips on each side, plus for the defensive value for the defender. So I am the defender in that case.
Yeah.
So I believe I have 5 pips plus 4, so that's a defense of 9.
But I can support with artillery.
And exactly. So for now you have 7, but you could add the 3 to get up to 10.
Okay, and I add that.
So that's 10 for offensive, 9 for defense. So that's a net difference of 1. So that's the number of hits that you're going to give me. And you're going to get half those hits, right?
Oh, just a minute. The defensive fire is 5 pips. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
And 5 for the terrain, so it is 9.
4 for the terrain, 9.
4 for the terrain, yeah.
Yeah. So it is 9. The attacker has 1 infantry, 5, and 1 cavalry with 2 pips, so it is 7.
Okay.
Plus your leader star.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So it is 11.
Plus the artillery.
Plus the artillery.
So 14.
So it is 14. So it is 14 to 9.
So I take 5 hits?
Yeah. The difference is 5, which means the defender must take 5 hits, and the attacker the half rounded up, if I'm correct. So it is 3.
Yes, because we're still
It is
within 5, so that's going to be 3. Yeah.
So
in that case,
the one
I'm gonna
getting
take...
more hits must absorb his hits first.
Okay. In this case, Baudouin.
And he's taking 2
Yeah.
for the white and 2 for the second white, while the 5th hit is absorbed by the white color of the infantry.
Yeah, because
For the
each
attack,
yeah,
White
each
dots
white is for 2
absorb
hits.
2 hits. Okay. White dots
Yeah.
absorb 2 hits. Black
Yeah.
dots just 1.
Yeah.
This is interesting because it is a nice way of depicting the loss of cohesion with all the losses that units gets. So it is a degrading effect.
Yeah.
At least for the French, because the British have... Well, okay, let's see that.
Yeah. So now the French takes 3 hits, if
Okay.
I remember well, because fractions are rounded up. So
Yeah.
2.5
Yes.
is 3 hits. But actually, the first 2 hits are given to the strongest unit, which is your 5-step infantry, and it is reduced to 3, from 5 to 3. And then after, the third hit is absorbed without causing any other damage.
Emanuele, but since Baudouin has white dots, I think that each white dot absorbs 2 hits. Am I correct?
White dots absorb the 1 hit, while the second provides a damage.
Okay.
Or in other words, 2 hits are needed to
for 1
rotate.
flip. Yeah.
Okay, just 1 flip. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have 1 flip.
Okay, so
you have...
sorry.
Yeah, you go.
Oops.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
fine with
sorry,
me.
sorry.
You can...
No, not with me. Not me. Okay. Okay, that's it. Oh, and the artillery has bombarded, so it should be rotated.
Yeah.
From 3 to 2.
Okay.
Which wouldn't have been the case if it was in the combat space.
Okay.
Yeah, which is also quite interesting. Yeah.
It's just at long range that is. Okay, the activation is a bit different from what we are used in traditional war games, where I move everything and I move this and this, blah blah blah. It is interesting. It is different, absolutely. Okay, now the second.
So now we have
Paplot. And
let's see the defender. The defender is 4 pips plus 5 for the terrain, so it is 9 again.
Okay.
And you're at 8.
Why 8?
No, 4.
4 for his units plus 4 for the leader, or the leader
no,
has to be
my
adjacent.
Leader is far away. It's too far away. Should be here in 57.
Okay, so it's bad. So it's 9 to 4. So it's a difference of 5.
Okay.
So it is 5 hits for the French and 3 hits for the British.
So for me, that means 1 step, because I have white dots, and the last step is going to be absorbed by the white dot.
Okay. Yeah. And for me, that's very bad, because it is 2,
3, 4. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to go up to the...
No, it should be eliminated, I think. 4.
Yeah, you should die. Yeah.
No.
5.
It should be 2,
no, you stay
3,
at
4,
1.
5.
Yeah.
I stay at 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think it is eliminated.
2 hits on the
you're
first
right.
side.
Yeah. 5 hits.
3.
Yeah, 5 hits. You're eliminated. Yeah.
Why 2 hits on the first side? 3.
Yeah, 4. Because you have 4 sides.
Okay.
Delete. Yeah.
Send to that pile. Okay.
Okay. So actually,
not.
I'm gonna bring from the.
Okay, you have 2. Okay. Of course, this is my
actually,
first play
don't send
at
it
the
to
game.
To the Deadpool. Send it to the French morale. Send it to the French morale on the side.
Send to French morale.
Because that's also one of the victory conditions. Maybe we can talk about
sure.
the victory conditions, Emanuele.
Sure. There are 3 ways to win the game.
Just one moment, because I don't have any button to send it to Moreo. Okay, I will do it
Oh, don't
manually.
worry, I'm gonna move it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, we're
And
here. Good.
now, of course, what if we would have made a different attack on La Papelotte?
We could have.
What I mean
but
is
we
that,
didn't.
okay, but just to provide you an alternative point of view, that it is not the game that is offering a bad position for the French. If we would have activated Darlon in 58
and put him here, yeah.
Can we try to put it in 58?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it was in 58, this one could have moved in also.
Yeah.
Okay.
With
And
with
that
this
would have
one.
been.
And
Okay, yeah.
so
That would have been
the infantry eliminated.
4, 8, 9.
No,
9 and
because
12.
we would, because of the stacking, we can bring just 2 units inside.
Oh yeah.
So we would have brought the 2 adjacent infantry.
Yeah.
Plus, we would have activated the artillery and the leader adjacent to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would have been 8,
So,
11, 15. Yeah.
That would have been 15 to 9, which is 6 plus 6 instead of -5. And 6 hits would have eliminated the British unit in La Papelotte and seized a star. We desperately need to increase our logistic value for the next turn in order to bring in more reinforcements, more replenishment for our leaders, and so on. So in the game, it is critical to immediately seize stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's say stars before a turn is over, because in that way we can improve our supply chain while attritioning the enemy supply chain, because we are getting 1 star for us and 1 less for him. So stars are position that must be quickly taken by the French and strongly defended by the British. Of course, there is a way to change the setup, because this is the historical setup, but there is a way to change it, because otherwise I would always know that there is a 4-step, 4-pip white infantry in Papelotte.
That's the problem. That's the
in
problem.
Yeah.
Because this is a fixed setup, this one here. So
yeah,
there is
we have the
chance.
Yeah,
but the game gives you the option of having variable setup, which I think is super interesting. So that's back to me for an activation.
Yeah, so now we have to reduce the leaders, because with the French we have activated 2 leaders, so those 2 leaders must be deactivated and reduced.
Okay. So I'm reducing.
And in that case, we'll just reduce them. Yeah.
And now it is up to the British. To win the game, there are 3 different ways. One is to eliminate either Napoleon or Wellington. But Napoleon is in Rossomme. It is very well protected right now. And Wellington is in Mont Saint-Jean. He is well protected as well. The second way is to seize 7 out of 7 stars.
So all the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The third one is by eliminating 10 enemy blocks.
And that is the morale.
And this is why and this is what I put you here.
Okay.
If none of this happens, the game goes on till the last turn, and then the player controlling more stars is the winner. Given that there are 7 stars, someone should have more.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're odd. They're an odd number.
Yeah. Okay.
The British have a very powerful leader, which is Uxbridge. Uxbridge provides an excellent boost to British cavalry, and also Uxbridge has a command range equal to his stars.
So pretty big, which is good because I'm pretty spread out. So that's and actually I'm gonna activate Uxbridge.
But Uxbridge has effect only on cavalry, if I remember well. Okay.
Yes. Now, can I spare my advice to the British?
Yeah, sure.
Player pass.
Oh, that's also like, it's interesting that you're saying this, because I was thinking that in this situation I was actually fine passing because I'm on the defensive, so I have time to actually wait for him to come over and get tired before I counterattack. So that makes sense. Good. I like this.
Let him get bloody.
So if I pass, I can actually move a unit without initiating a combat.
Exactly.
Can I move a unit into a contested area?
Sorry?
Can I move a unit in a contested area when I pass?
No, you cannot engage, but you can disengage.
Okay.
And actually, one thing you could do just for talking is to abandon Huguemont.
That's what I was thinking about.
Retire into the chateau, for example.
No, I cannot because I have a stacking limit of 1.
Okay, there is one.
So I'm going to disengage from Huguemont, and I'm going to move here with my pass.
Okay. Because as the British, you just don't have to do anything except for waiting for Blücher.
Yeah.
It is the French that must keep the pressure on you. But that's my point of view.
So back to the French.
Back to myself. Okay. Let's see what we can do to redress the situation a bit. Okay. I can still activate the long. And now go into La Sainte.
You could go into La Sainte, yeah. But is that a good idea?
Let's see. Okay, this one is here. Then to Huguemont. Okay. There we go.
Just remember that you have to activate your leaders first.
Okay, sorry. Okay, Derlon, Ray, and let's see here. I think also the fourth call.
I think
I
because
can
we cannot
activate
show
up to 4. Yeah, up to 4.
I'm gonna put little blue blocks to indicate which leader you activated.
Thank you, Fred.
Yeah, possibly in the thank you, because possibly playing live on an actual board that is a bit easier to remember. Okay, also the
well,
the 4 core.
Physically, you would show the leader by flipping them to show that they were activated. So that makes it a lot simpler. But in that case, because of vassal, we are a bit limited. But I'm moving blocks around.
Yeah. Okay. Area 85, 4 core. Okay. And area 83, the 6 core. Okay.
It's a big activation. Big activation for a
Yeah.
big boy. Yeah. Salut,
Yeah.
Alexandre.
Let's see what we can do with that. This is very, I have to say, okay, this is my first time playing the game, of course. It is very different from a traditional war game, with dice. And so I'm used to say, okay, let's do a bit of a daring attack here. Maybe it gets, well, it doesn't. Okay, I just learned here that it doesn't. You need to plan that first. Even here, even if you are playing here not with fog of war but in the clear. Okay.
But I can help.
Okay.
Don't help too much, Emanuele. Don't help too much.
Okay, let's start
What
with Hugo.
if we try to re-engineer our way of thinking? So, what do you need to do?
I need to get more stars.
Exactly.
Okay. And I have to choose the stars that I am about to get. I cannot get all at once, and that's fine. So I have to prioritize.
What if we try to send Darlon to take La Papelotte and Real to take La Haisen?
Ignoring Huguemont for the moment, just covering it.
The chateau?
Yeah.
The chateau is very difficult to.
Okay, it is very difficult. But my problem is all those people here in Area 51, because I have to somewhat cover this position.
Yeah, but do you remember Area 51? If you go there, you will find yourself far from the center.
No. I'm not going to Area 51. I have to cover myself from a possible counter-attack, flank attack from Area 51. So I have to keep people here around.
But for me, it's going to be hard to move them. Like, one is red, one is green, one is orange. Yeah.
So
anyway, tricky for me to mount a counter-attack.
I can go with rail against La Centre, while anyway covering Huguemont, still covering the position at Huguemont.
Yeah.
So if I want to attack La Centre with rail, I can use Soa, that is the strongest one, and I think Chemin, while going with let's see, Hubert, I'm taking it here. It cannot go there, but it can be covered. Baudouin will still be able to screen the position. And possibly.
What about to employ the cavalry into Area 58?
58.
And or 70, sorry, or 67.
67. Let's see where it is. 67. 67. Okay. As a cover. Yeah.
To block
to keep the line, to block the line, and maybe Tissot can get there to 53.
Yeah.
Yes.
This way you are screening your forces. Now we need someone in Area 40
to complete the line.
Yeah.
And I can get with the artillery, I think.
But the artillery is fragile.
It's fragile, yeah.
But you can send one of the Orange Corps to screen
okay. Okay. I can send, for example, Ola. No, it cannot go there. I don't know if it's too far away.
You have 3 movement points because of movement boosting provided
by the leader.
leader.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
So
Okay.
Okay.
There's a
Now-
very, very, very different way of maneuvering units here. I can tell you. Absolutely, I can tell you.
Now you can send your best orange infantry into
Schmitz.
Papelotte.
Okay. With the artillery, of course, here in 57.
The artillery outside to provide
Bombardment,
gunfire.
yeah. And the leader as well.
Okay.
I know that Ollard will be out of command, but I don't need him to do much more than defend the position for the moment.
Okay, but what if you would have activated Darlon? Yes, exactly. So you can not really there, but in area 58 to resume your cavalry.
Okay.
On the right wing, so you can get Frischemont, because you see, Frischemont, you have 6 points from the terrain. If you don't get it, my friend, they will get it.
Frischemont, listen. Okay.
Yeah, and it will be very difficult to dislodge the British from Frischemont.
Okay, so I'm sending him here and send him Nogue here on Frischemont. No, Bruno.
You should probably send
Bruno.
Papelotte.
Bruno.
Yeah, and Bruno in Frischemont.
Okay, and that's a better way. Okay. Now I still have the 4th Corps that can go here, and let's see what we can do with them. They can provide the 2nd line. I still stay in the center. Regretfully, it's a bit confusing because I have those big leaders here on the map.
Yes.
So I'm covering them here.
Should cover them
with other leaders or units, because it is a bit confusing.
Maybe with the yellow square after we move them.
Yeah. Okay.
Just remember that Murat can support a battle with his stars.
Of course. Even a battle of another corps?
That's completely up to you, because if you activate Murat, you can bring his fast cavalry in.
Okay. So I can move them. Let's see.
And you have actually 1 cavalry able to enter Lycent and 1 cavalry able to enter Papelotte, just in case.
Yeah,
but not
so this
now,
one could
because
go in Papelotte, and this one could go in Lycent.
Is it correct? 1 each?
But okay, but we have stacking limitations, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so you have to make a choice. But pairing is always a good choice. In this case, you don't have the chance of make a pairing because you have a 5 and a 4. But when the 5 infantry takes 2 hits, it will be a 3, and then it will be pairing with the cavalry. So probably the best move would be to send the 2 elite cavalry, 1 each into Lycen and Papelotte.
So sending Vial to Lycen.
And so you can send the green block in area 40 and keep the orange on the right side.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not getting that.
So you would move this here, and this you can do something with it instead.
Bravissimo.
And this could move here.
Okay.
And this would move here.
And you can also move one of your orange block into area 43.
Sure. That's for sure.
Because
And so that means that
yes,
you could take
bravissimo,
and go
bravissimo,
here.
bravissimo.
So here you would have a way stronger attack and occupying those spots that are actually pretty hard to get.
Now you
I feel
are
like
starting.
we're all playing Napoleon right now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we are. That's interesting.
So we have
Finally.
2 fights.
No,
there is one last
Se-
activation. Yeah.
One last activation.
Finally, just consider that you have the horse cavalry of Murat you can bring to support any of the 2 combats.
Yeah, the horse artillery.
Yeah. And I can bring that to my center, I think. I want to break the center. It is, of course, yes. Interesting that you put Murat here. Okay. Now the 6th corps. The 6th corps can go.
And remember that overkilling is always a good choice because you reduce the losses for you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so the 6th corps can go here, and we can go, well, 1 and 2 since it is with the leader. 2 and 3, and also Thévenet. That is 1 and
So
2.
Thévenet is out of command.
No, it was here when I. Okay,
So
because first I
if
move.
you activate here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then
so I
activate.
just.
If you want
Okay.
this to be possible,
I moved that
you need to
on.
activate
Yeah.
in La Belle Alliance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Stop cheating, Riccardo.
Okay, that's good. And we should take out the blue blocks because they have been activated.
No, I'm going to take them out when you pivot them.
Okay, after.
I'm going to take. Yeah.
Okay, now we have the fights, and we can begin with l'ascent.
You should declare which of yours artillery has been activated. So maybe we can deploy a red cube on artillery just to distinguish them.
Okay, let's say yes. Let's say that we activated here this one.
Yep.
And another one is this one, of course.
Know that as the French, you can activate multiple artillery for a single combat. I cannot, but you can. You could activate more than one.
More than one, but let's see.
On l'ascent, if you wanted, you could activate this, and this.
Just okay, I still keep forgetting. I still keep forgetting that this area is close to l'ascent. Sorry about that.
It is just a matter of.
No, because it is strange. It is a very short
on
border.
Vassal. On Vassal, it is strange.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not for the moment. I'm not activating artillery on of the 4th corps.
And what about Murat artillery?
And this one, the 4th corps. I don't.
Yeah, you're not activating this one. Okay.
Sorry.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm not activating because possibly I can need them later. Them later.
Blucher is coming.
Sure. So you say I need to get. Okay, you convince me. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm trying to clone. Okay, I think. Okay.
And
Here we
sure,
go.
now we are seeing the British blocks, but in reality, because of the war, or because of the
No,
fog of
I'm
war,
not counting them really. I was just thinking about the keeping artillery in reserve, and but possibly there is no time for reserves. Okay, so we start with Lycent.
So I have a defense of 10.
10. We have 5, 8, and 12 for this
10,
artillery.
12, 14.
15,
16.
16, and then the commander.
16
4.
including the commander, I think.
you have 2 leaders.
Ah, you have 2 leaders.
And 3 artillery.
So that's 8, 10, 12, 14.
Yeah.
Plus 4, 18. And then you have this other leader of 3. So that's 17. 17 to 10.
I think you are 20 to 10.
20 to 10? Attends, 5,
Because
3,
you
8.
have 7 stars and 6 cannonballs. 7 plus 6 is 13.
5, 8,
And you
10,
have 8 inside,
14.
so it is 21 to 10.
21 to 10. Yeah, 21 to 10. So that's a difference of 11.
So
that means that you're only going to get a single hit.
Yeah, because that is a brilliant victory. Because you are inflicting more than 10. Yeah. And you take 1 hit that is absorbed by your strongest unit, which is white. So you have taken Lycent without losses, except star for activating your leaders and cannonballs for firing into the area.
So now you
can. The 3 guns are reduced now.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. And then
I don't know.
You can remove.
Why?
So go counterclockwise.
No,
it's because remove the block from the. Then move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why remove the block before.
Okay. Yes. Okay, now I get it. The model is not perfect. You have to say.
No, at all.
It is nice, but
never
not
is.
perfect.
But it's we appreciate that someone
no.
took
The
their free time to make it.
Absolutely, it's very nice. Possibly it is also a problem of version of Vassal software version. I think.
Yeah, because this one was developed for another version of Vassal.
Yeah.
Do you want to resolve Paplot then?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 5, 8, then the artillery 11, the 14, I think. So 14
to my 8. So that's a pretty good win. To my 8, so I have to take 6 step losses, which means that I'm dead. So I'm going to move it here. And you take a quarter of this, so that's going to be 2 hits.
2 hits.
But the thing is, but does he have to take it to on the big one?
On the strongest
or can
one.
he absorb it?
No, I think it was the strongest one.
How do you qualify strongest?
Okay, let's see this little thing in detail, because it is true that you should have taken 6 hits, but actually you can't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Because I only took 3. I only took 4, so 2 were remainders. Yeah.
So you have to take 1. Because it is a quarter.
Oh, so and he can absorb on. Yeah, okay.
And the strongest unit is the one with more pips.
Yeah, with more pips, so it should be Schmitz.
So he has to take the hits out of the hits that I took. So if I cannot take all of them, he takes less casualty. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
That's the
Okay.
overkill. That's the overkill.
Yes.
That's very nice.
And so you have taken a second farm, a second fortified farm in a row. How many stars do you have now, Riccardo?
1, 2, 3 with La
3,
Belle
4.
Alliance. 4, 5. Plains
So
Noir,
you have
Rossum.
don't you have 4? Rossum, Place Noire. Oh, Belle Alliance. Yeah, you have.
Yeah,
You do have 5.
I have
So
5.
now you
You're
can start
just more.
passing.
Another thing in this game that is interesting, I'm seeing the turn track. The turns are very long, because the first one is 11 long in playtime, from 11 o'clock to 13 o'clock. It is essentially the morning part of the battle.
But now, let me ask you a question.
mm,
How many stars do you control right now? You said 5.
okay.
Which is your logistics value right now?
Let me see.
9.
Okay.
Because you have Napoleon at 4.
4 and 5 for the stars. 9.
That means that you are going to get 9 recharge on your leaders if the turn ends. How many stars did you spend so far?
Okay. I still have not rotated the leader from this
Okay.
turn. So let's see.
Because that's the
Rail.
balance.
Okay, this means that I
And
might be okay. Should I push my turn or not?
Yes.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
Because
And
I
so-
have. So let me rotate the leader so that I can see.
Yes. Yes.
Rail is at this one. Okay, this one here. Delayed. Rotate. The lawn. I used it. Oh, I'm still on the late.
And it is the same with cannonballs.
Okay. Oh, this one I still had not rotated. Okay. Okay, I spent exactly 2 on rail.
so you spend 6 stars.
6 stars, I think. 3, 4, 6. Yes.
6. So in
6
theory,
no. 7, because also
7.
I moved 7. Lobo.
And if I remember the rules correctly, you would have right now 9 stars recharge. So you are in a wonderful position because you control 5 stars. And so you are going to win the game. And also you have spent less stars on your leaders than once you are going to get as a recharge on next turn.
So
Is
all
that
my
correct?
leaders will be fully recharged. Oh, the 9 points are the 9 points for the leader and 9 for the artillery, or I should share between leaders and artillery?
I don't remember the rules exactly,
see.
but let me check. I think because there are too many games out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Reorganization phase. Restore. Okay.
Because I think you can only recharge tactical leaders and call for reinforcement. I don't think you can recharge artillery.
Yeah. Okay.
You are right. You are right.
The artillery,
But
and yeah,
still.
you are spent the ammo. You are spent the ammunition.
You are right. Thank you for double checking.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
of course.
So can I do one activation because we're getting close to the 1 hour and a half?
Yeah.
And I do
Sure.
one activation and we.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess. Well, there is
can I
not much I
assist
can
you?
do. Yeah.
Because
Yeah, sure.
La Papelotte is impossible to retake right now. because he has a lot of
13.
pips.
It's 2.
The same in license. But what if at this point we bring a core out and we start striking one of his infantry?
Yeah, that could be nice.
Someone who is isolated, for
and I think
example.
I think I could attack Tissot.
Okay.
That has no defense.
Okay.
So what I could do is move
You
this
need
one
10
in.
points to destroy it.
10 points to destroy it.
Yeah.
Can I bring 10 points? I could, because wait a minute. Because like if I move him here, right? That means that I can move this one here. This one can come in support. This one could move up to here.
How?
And this one could move up. So 1, 2, and 3 for entering an area that is contested.
It is 2 for yellow area.
You don't get there.
Oh yeah, I missed the yellow area here. Yeah, sure. That doesn't work.
Can I propose something different?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Which is the color, the infantry color you can bring in?
So I can bring some green, but that's not going to be enough.
I'm not sure that the infantry in 38 is green.
No, it is. In 38 is green. Yeah.
Okay.
It is green. It is green. Yeah.
Okay. So
that's why I moved in with this one. But yeah.
Okay. But what if we deploy Le Prince d'Orange in area 38?
Yeah. Well, actually, I can activate up to 4 units. So I could do this and this. Oh,
so
no.
2 activations.
Yeah, 2 activations.
Okay,
The only
but
problem
I
is
want to show you.
Yeah.
I want to show you a little trick. If you
Fred, we have got to rethink our way of thinking war games with this game.
So
believe
me, I activate orange. Good. I'm gonna do this. And
now
I'm gonna
the
place
rule
a red
says,
cube on him.
if I'm correct, the rule says that the orange leader can activate all of his orange blocks in range, plus any color in the area he occupies.
Oh, that would be perfect. Because that means that I could bring this one in and this one in.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do. So in range, I don't have a lot. I only have this.
You have 1 range.
And
you have a range of 1.
This. Yeah, I have a range of 1.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Can I now activate him and put him here, or that would be?
In theory, you should manage the level of activation because you are right now in the weak position because your recharge value is low. What you could do is to bring extra units into the area to prevent him to strike you in his turn. So, you could, for example,
activate him. Okay. Meaning that this one could come here. 5, 10. And maybe this could move here.
Mm-hmm.
to give support.
Yeah,
Remember
to give
that,
support.
as you were pointing out before, in this game, artillery cannot be recharged. So I was wrong.
Yeah.
You should spare artilleries if
And that is
possible.
why I was sparing that before. But
yeah, but you were listening
no.
to the wrong,
No.
wrong consultant.
No, but that's fine, because even if I didn't spare my artillery, I got another kill with that, thanks to those 2 points.
12,
So it is a trade-off.
4, 16. And actually, I won't need it, but I'm just placing it here. Actually, I'm going to keep it here. I don't need it. 5, 10, 5, 10, 14, ça fait un différentiel de 10. Yeah, that will be fine. So that's my second activation. And then I could activate a third one, but I don't think I need it. Or do I?
There are several
Is it a good
things.
time to... Because I'm thinking about activating Uxbridge, but I don't know if I... Yeah. You know what? I'm going to activate Uxbridge. I'm going to put him... Alors... Yeah,
What?
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to move him here and activate him. He has a range of 4 because that's his thing. And I'm going to reinforce the gravel pit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to reinforce le chemin creux.
It is much easier on the game board, on the physical game board.
Yeah,
for me.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But in general, block games do not translate
So
well
this is,
to
yeah.
Vassal in general.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And this, the thing is that this is in range now. And I think I'm going to move here. So that's what I'm going to do.
You are a bad boy.
I'm going to...
I told you
Yes.
I was afraid of flank counterattacks.
And you can add
good.
another cavalry to that attack and the horse artillery. Because
I knew it was coming. I knew it was.
Oh, so this one, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, this one is actually can move through here and move here. Okay, and then so that's 8 contre 3, ça fait 5.
And you have 6 movement points with your cavalry because of Uxbridge.
Yeah.
It's very powerful.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And I think that this one is actually, that's going to be a tiny bit sneaky, but him is going to come here. And and I think that he's going to come 3, 3, 6. Yeah, he's going to stay here. That's fine. I don't think I'm going to move it. And those are my activation. I'm not going to activate anything else. I think
you have.
I think that actually this
leaders.
one. Yeah, I activated 3
yes.
leaders. Yeah, I'm gonna move him here. Yes, I activated 3 leaders, and I have blocks on each of them. I'm gonna start with this combat. So here I have 4, 8, 11 to your 3. So that's a difference of 8.
8. And I can
and you're
take
gonna
just
take
4 hits, I think. 4 hits at the maximum.
yeah 4 hits. Yeah, and that means that I'm gonna take a quarter of this, so that's gonna be 1 hit. And because all of my units are more than 1 hits, I'm not gonna lose anything.
Yeah.
So
Axbridge
this guy
is dangerous.
And then I have an attack here. So I have 5 and 5, 10, plus 4, so that's 14 against your 4. So that's a net difference of 10. So that's gonna 2, 4, 5, 6. So that's gonna, yeah,
A lot.
that's gonna kill your unit here in 53. And now I actually have a question. That's something I was wondering about when I was reading the rules. I'm supposed to take 1 hit, but I have 2 of my strongest units. One is red dot, one is black dot. Do I choose on which one I'm taking it? Yes.
Yes.
Cool. So I'm not taking any hits. So that
No, because of course.
That's the
Good.
reason why you are bringing the red unit in, to protect the other one.
So this one moves counterclockwise. This one is actually I didn't. Yeah, I did need to move this one, so I'm going to move it counterclockwise, and then I need to have Uxbridge here, delete, and move counterclockwise. Cool. And I secured that Le Cheval de Bois with a horse, which makes sense. Like thematically, I think it was the right thing to do. Okay,
Riccardo,
so that
in
would
the
be my
next impulse, we are not to play the next impulse, I guess. But in the next
no, we're not. Yeah.
I would unleash whatever we have against Area 1, because we must get rid of his cavalry.
Okay, against Area 1.
Area 1. Where is Area 1?
No, sorry. It is not. It is the area where he has 3 cavalry.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
This one.
Yeah. This area 67.
67. Yes, because they have an entire core here.
Yeah. Then you really have this push and pull. Yeah. Yeah, because I have 10 here, but I only have 1 in defense, and you actually have a good shot at hurting me quite bad and crippling my
because I can break.
right
I can bring a 3. Okay, there is no stacking yet, so I can actually bring by activating.
Yeah, there is a stacking of up to 4.
Well,
but,
but I have 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus the 2 commanders. I can bring 3, 6, 11.
You can do it. Yeah.
19. Yeah, that will be.
And
yeah.
And to be sure to demolish them in the void, they can retreat. We can pin Area 51 with a couple of units just to cut the line of communication with
and the lines of retreat. Yes.
Yeah, and because we would need 2 impulses to get rid of those 11.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because as a cavalry, to move into another contested area, would need to move into an uncontested one and then move into a contested one.
Yes, but cavalry to be commanded in this case, there must be a line of communication with his leader. So if we are going to pin Area 51 with the French, the 3 cavalry in 67 will be out of communication with that. Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting.
It's interesting totally because different experience. Totally different.
Because with a very the rule set is very simple, but the implications on the board of those rules give you a lot of things to. It's very subtle. I really like it. I need to find someone to play it physically with me. That's the only thing.
Yeah, absolutely. This has to be played physical.
Yeah, but it is super interesting. I really like it. I like how the geography of the battle is portrayed. Like the way the areas are made is very clever. And something that we haven't talked about, but that's the special rules for Le Chemin Creux is also quite interesting. Like it adds to the fog of war. If you attack in it, I just pick a unit secretly, and you have an additional unit that you cannot prepare for. Super interesting. And the whole line of communication thing is, I like the way it abstracts things, but still makes a lot of sense for the battle. Very, very cool.
And it is a simple game in the end.
Yeah. Oh, very simple, but a lot of implications. Like it's yeah.
As the French player, it keeps me guessing where is Grouchy, just like my shirt. So I keep...
He is in the expansion.
Oh, so you have an expansion for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Did you make other games with the same system beyond the World War I ones? Did you make a yeah? So what was the?
Yes.
Is it an American Civil War one that you made? Or
the same system has been applied to Germany at war, which is World War I, and they are both diceless.
okay.
But then we have the same system applied to Bloody Monday.
Oh,
with
interesting.
dice.
Okay.
In the same system applied to Moscow 41, Kiev 41, and Leningrad 41, and they all have dice. But it is the same system.
Actually, I would be curious to see what it looks like with dice too, just out of curiosity. Because I actually really like the diceless system. I feel like there is especially if you don't know what you have in front of you, there is a chess-like feel to it, which I think is very era appropriate in a way. I think it's quite interesting. But with dice, it could be also, you could add a bit of spice. But I like the diceless system in this case. I think it's super interesting, especially if you don't know the setup. And as you say, Riccardo, I think when you don't know the setup, it reminds me of a Siemens game, definitely.
Absolutely.
But with a lot less complexity of the different approaches and the resolution of a combat. But you do have that bluffing thing, which is really cool. Oof, I like this a lot. Emanuele, I like this a lot. I need to play it again. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
As I said, the idea came from Jim O'Neill 10 years ago and was endorsed by Philippe Labarque, which followed the development of the game in the early stages.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we say that I'm the designer, but I'm not the only one. I'm the joint between different ideas.
But that's great. Well, Riccardo, I guess I have to come to Rome, and we can just play
we have to try it face to face.
I'm supposed to come to Rome for a convention. I was invited by Ergo Ludo to come. I think it's in March.
Possibly.
I think it's in March, so I might meet you there. Emanuele, where are you based? Are you in Rome or
Milan? I think.
Milan. Okay, it's not too far. So maybe I can do a stop in Milan. But I know I will be in Italy beginning of next year. So, Riccardo, we can
see the new game we are working on, which is using the same system as Waterloo, but in a completely different context.
Yeah. Which battle would that be? Or is it still secret?
It is the only battle that has not been covered by a war game during World War II.
During World War II. Okay, I'll be curious to see that. So I have to go to Milan. That's what you're saying.
It is quite famous.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. But this is great. I want to play it more. Thanks so much, Emanuele, for taking the time.
Thanks to you.
And and walking us through this. Riccardo, you need to come back. We haven't spoke at all about this. I started reading it.
And we need to. Okay.
Super interesting stuff. So I'll send you an invite, and we'll just have a coffee and chat, and I'll bring you in. And
oh,
I
and
think
you
that
are in the you will
yeah,
find
I saw
yourself.
that I was in some of the references. I saw Homo Ludens
Yeah,
quite a
yeah.
few times, so I was really happy with that. Ricardo, if I wasn't in there, I would have been pretty upset, and I don't think I would have invited you. So that's
Oh, of
so,
course.
so that's good. No, but let's come back. Let's have a coffee,
Okay.
and just talk about the
Whenever
book.
you want, I'm here.
And I can maybe rope in Maurice Suckling,
Oh, yeah,
who had
Maurice,
quite an
absolutely.
influence. Yeah, so that could
Yeah.
be actually quite interesting. That would be
Maurice
nice.
is one of the reasons why that book exists.
Yeah, and that's why I think that it would be interesting to have Maurice coming over. But
Also
yeah,
with his great book. Also with his great book.
Emanuele, I want to say, I think I would really like Homo Ludens to cover more of your games, because those are very different from what other games I've played. So if there is any other thing that you would like to feature on the show, let me know. We will check ahead of time if there is a good Vassal module for it, because I don't think that, because I know I have the physical components at home and everything, and I could see the beauty of it, but I don't think it was well translated through Vassal in that case. So we can talk about it and check would be a good match, things that are still available for sale on your side, and that also have a good Vassal module that you think would be interesting. But yeah, feels very different. I really like the way you have to think about the space and in this one, and the tempo. I like when games have a tempo, and this one definitely has it. So I think this is really, really interesting. I want to play it more. So thanks, Emanuele, Riccardo. I hope to see you again really soon on the show. I'll send you an invite. We're gonna make it quite soon, and and for the people who were here, thanks a lot for being here. Niels was around, so that was really nice to see you, Niels. Niels has done just wonderful art for Baltic Empires. I just saw the latest art, and Joe is actually gonna playtest with the final art at a convention next weekend in the UK. Expect some pictures of that soon. Beautiful stuff. Mark, it was nice to have you here. And Alan, you're right. I need to have Riccardo again to talk about the book. So we'll do that. Great. Thank you, all of you. Have a great evening.
Bye.
And see you soon.